Hey there, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ethan. For those of you who do know me, my hair is a little messy. I would like to formally apologize. I am aware of the havoc that this has caused, the heartbreak that has been instilled upon my family, the shame and dishonor that I have brought upon generations of my future lineage, all of my descendants, so on and so forth, should I have them. Anyways, I digress. Today I wanted to talk about recognizing what's important. Oftentimes, something I struggle with is losing sight of what is important, and I feel like a lot of other people do as well. And if you're following this channel, you know that the whole point of this channel right now is not only to entertain, but to also hopefully help everyone become just a little bit better day by day, including myself. And these videos are to help me and anyone watching keep some kind of accountability. So recognizing what's important. It's really easy to get caught up in everything else that's going on in life, school, work, so on and so forth. But truthfully, I think it is beneficial to, on occasion, step back and really recognize that those things are not everything. Of course, it is still important. You can't just lay around and do nothing all day. You should be ambitious towards something, some sort of goal, some sort of end game, right? But not at the expense of the things that are truly important. It's imperative that you can find some sort of balance and learn to treat the things in your life that deserve attention with the appropriate amount of respect and attention that they deserve, such as your family, your friends, those interpersonal relationships, and as well as your relationship with God, if you do believe in God, a God, whatever you believe in, just as long as you believe in something, right? That you're strengthening that relationship as well, because that is important. Ultimately, I feel as though that's one thing that's also going to help you develop some sort of discipline and self-respect, as well as maintain your accountability. It's also going to add some form of stability into your life if you have something that you can stand on as a foundation for how you're going to live your life and treat others. And that's a big part of the reason why I do say you should always believe in something. I'm not going to try to push anything on you, any one particular belief system on you, because I don't believe in that. And that's something that I'm very against myself. I have never been a proponent for pushing your own beliefs onto someone else. You should always allow people to come to their own conclusions. If you want to hand them the information to allow them to come to a conclusion on their own, then that's fine. But I still think it should be something that's made, a decision that's made of their own accord, of their own volition. You should never really be pushing your own beliefs or ideals onto others. I'm not really for that. But as long as you believe in something, that is one thing that I will push. Believe in something, for all the reasons previously mentioned. And just strengthen that relationship as well as the relationships you have within your personal life, because those are the things that are going to ultimately stay with you. Obviously it's a lot more complex, but when you boil it down, at the end of the day, there's always going to be more ways to make money. There's always going to be other jobs. There's always going to be, other opportunities. But what will not always remain are the people around you that you love and who love you. Life is short. So why waste it occupying yourself with things that ultimately you can't even take to the grave with you anyways? And I know that might seem a little contradictory considering the fact that you can't necessarily take your relationships with you to the grave either. But your relationships with people around you and the impact that you make on the lives of those around you is ultimately what is going to last and stick around after you pass. Your money, your job, whatever, what have you, that will dissolve. That will disintegrate. That will into the air the minute you're gone. But what will never leave is the way that people remember you, the way that people think of you. It reminds me of a quote that I heard a while back that to this day still haunts me and is kind of a quote that I use as a guide to how I'm going to lead my life, how I want to lead my life. Because the quote is as follows: a man dies twice in this world. The first time is the actual physical death. The second time is the last time anyone ever speaks your name. And so thinking about that might be a little morbid, but it genuinely motivates me to be the man that I've always wanted to be. But now, or at least to work towards it. Because you don't want to be the person who is immediately forgotten about the minute they die, the minute they pass. Or maybe you do. Some people have no issue with fading into obscurity with their crossing to the other side. And that's totally okay as well. But I still genuinely believe that it's better to leave the world a better place than you found it than it is to just aimlessly stroll through it and then leave having not impacted it at all, having meant nothing to it, having been of no actual impact upon the world or anyone that inhabits it whatsoever. If that's your prerogative, I can't fault you. But I don't know that I necessarily support that entirely. Not knocking anyone who does it, but it's just not for me. And I don't think it's the way to be. Because why would you not want to leave this world a better place than you found it? I can't see any solid argument as to why you wouldn't want to, or as to why one shouldn't. But yeah, I digress. Once again, just be kind and be thoughtful, be gracious, be graceful, be mindful, and ultimately just take a moment every now and then to really step back and recognize what's important. And I get it. For some people, money is the most important thing. But the material things of this world, they're not gonna last. They're not gonna go with you. You can't take them with you. They're just gonna end up getting blown anyways. spent, if you will. So why place so much importance upon it? That's not to say that it isn't important to some degree. While you're here on earth, it is important that you make a living, that you find a way to support yourself. And in the case of those of us who like to take on the role of the supporter, support those around you as well. Support the ones that you love, the ones that you care about, so on and so forth. But yeah, you shouldn't really be placing much more importance upon material things or anything of that nature beyond that. Just recognize what is in front of you while it's still in front of you. You never know when you might lose that, and then you'll be sitting there wishing that you had paid more attention to that than you did to some job, some money. But yeah, I think that's it for today. So as always, if you're feeling any sort of way, negative or positive, you can always reach out to me 24/7, 365 through any of the various social media links in my description below, because you are not alone. You're never alone. And if no one told you today, you are beautiful, you are loved, I'm proud of you. Keep going. You got this. And yeah, that's it for now. So until next time, peace.